In the previous episodes, you saw this boat go from an abandoned steel shell to something that was finally ready for water. A lot of work, a lot of weekends, and a lot of learning along the way. This was supposed to be a simple day: launch the boat, take her downriver, but it turned out into one of those days where nothing was really wrong, and yet nothing felt completely right either. In this episode, we are finally launching her. The first thing that worried me was the trailer, but finding even this one was harder than you'd think. It's an old, improvised trailer borrowed from a marina. It has carried heavier boats before, but I wasn't completely sure about the tires. These tires look a bit questionable, and it still has to survive almost 3 kilometers of asphalt, hills and curves. Somehow, it did. While I was working on the boat here, there was something I actually found kind of funny. This dog lives in the yard and her name is Astra. She has thick fur, so during summer she digs deep holes in the ground, just to cool herself down. Unfortunately, she picked the exact spot right under the hull. 2 deep holes. So, to get the boat out on the trailer, we didn't just have to cut part of the fence, we also had to rebuild the ground. Soil, rocks, old bricks. The first attempt didn't go well. The boat leaned heavily to one side. That's not a great feeling. We added more material, then some planks just in case. And eventually, the boat rolled out without any problems. As the tractor starts pulling her out of the yard, a lot goes through your head at once. Did I tighten everything? Did I miss something small that could turn into something big? You spend months solving problems on dry land, but the river has its own way of asking new questions. And still, underneath all of that, there's this quiet excitement. Because once she leaves the yard, she won't be just a project anymore. She'll be mornings on the water, fishing trips, slow evenings drifting downstream, and that thought makes the worries feel manageable. The boat builder who built this hull is here too. And today feels like his birthday. He's always happy when one of his boats finally touches the river. And then we start lowering her in the water. No one's really talking anymore, everyone's just watching, waiting.
idemo, Munza Konza.
Super se. Yeah, Munza Konza.
Bravo, bravo, Neško.
Bravo.
Odo ja ti vidim.
Neka je srećna plovidba Urošu i njegovoj porodici i prijatelji. Sreće da smo Bojana angažovali. Baš je sve prošlo bez problema. Tako je života sve.
Au, kako lepo leži u vodi, evo.
After the excitement, I go inside. I leave the floors and check every belt carefully. Everything is dry. That's a big relief.
Au, kako je dobar, evo. Ajde, ne. Tek sad kada dođe tu kod vode, dođe do izražaja. Lepote.
Pa da.
Gdje ćemo da ga vežemo? Gdje ćemo ga privežemo? Evo za ovo šiblje.
Da, nego ovdje ima beton, samo prođemo beton pa tu.
Kad misliš da ploviš danas?
Odmah.
For a second, she hesitates.
Probaj da ga digneš ako možeš.
Hvataj, Miki. Ne. Čekaj da ga ja centriram onda ti.
And then she begins to float. Slowly, gently, level. And that's when it hits, all at once. You hear it in the voices.
Uci prvi kraj.
You see it on everyone's face. Relief, excitement, maybe even a little disbelief. After months of work on dry land, she finally looks like she belongs here. I trim the engine down and we head off to say hello to the marina staff. From distance, I look back at the boat and something feels off. The main outboard looks a bit high, like the propeller is very close to the surface. I wasn't sure if the engine was actually too high or I was just overthinking it. So we do the all reasonable thing. We go boating. To my surprise, everything works perfectly. The propeller has a healthy flow of water and the boat handles beautifully. Honestly, better than expected.
Šta bi ti bez moje barske stolice? Ništa, boga mi njemu.
We start joking about the helm height, because unless you're over 2 meters tall, you can't really see through the windshield. My friend solved the problem using the chair, a chair that survived the entire restoration, and probably 2 world wars. After about 20 kilometers, we stop for a very late breakfast. As I approach the shore, I feel the engine running unevenly at idle, almost like a misfire. Then it stalls. So I turn the key again and it comes back to life instantly. Like nothing ever happened, which is almost more confusing. It settles into a normal idle, nice and smooth.
Ja nemam jednu bre, sliku. To, ajde ovako.
My friend is the head chef today, as usual. We eat in the shade of willow trees on a small river island surrounded by water. After a while, we untie and continue downstream. At the confluence of the Sava and the Danube, I notice a very familiar boat, my former sailboat, the one I sold to make this project possible. And somehow, the first boat I met on my first run is that one. We wave to each other and continue toward the marina. The engine hesitates a few more times, then settles down. We arrive without issues and tie up. At that point, I realized something. The boat was fine, I just needed time to trust it. And here's our mega yacht right next to an Azimuth 55. That smile says more than I could. The heavy work on dry land is finally behind us. From here on, we keep building the inside while drifting downstream, fishing, cooking, spending time together, with the river as our workshop. If you'd like to see where this goes, feel free to subscribe. See you on the river next week.